So welcome to the lecture 2 of unit 2. So as you all must be recalling that we did superposition theorem in the first lecture of unit 2. We studied what is superposition theorem and we saw a small example of the same. So now we are going to do a proper network analysis of an example using superposition theorem. It's a slightly complicated example. So let's do it together. So this is the question for this lecture. As you can see, we need to find the current through the 20 ohm resistor. So the 20 ohm resistor is over here. So we need to find the current in this branch. Okay, so let me take this current as I initially. That means I need to find I, right? Now as you can see, there are two sources in the circuit. एक 20 वोल्ट वाला वोल्टेज सोर्स है and the second one is 4 ampere current source. So we have many methods to solve this circuit. Actually, either we can use KCL, KVL, we can use mesh analysis, we can use nodal analysis. All these methods we have studied in the lectures of unit 1. But here we will use superposition theorem. And why superposition theorem will be easier? क्यों? Because आप देखो यहाँ पर दो sources हैं, this one and this one. और सुपरपोजिशन थ्योरम क्या कहती है कि हम एक सोर्स को एट अ टाइम कंसिडर करके रिस्पॉन्स निकाल सकते हैं. तो हम यही काम यहाँ पर करेंगे, राइट. सो फर्स्टली वी आर गोइंग टू कंसिडर 20 वोल्ट सोर्स, राइट. सो 20 वोल्ट source. Now if I consider my 20 volt source, I will first redraw my entire circuit with only 20 volt source and removing the other voltage sources. In this case it will be the 4 ampere current source. So let me redraw the circuit. Okay, now this is the part where the current source is supposed to be there, but since we are removing the current source, if you remember the steps of superposition theorem that we discussed in lecture 1, we will replace the current source or any source with its internal resistance. Now for a current source, the internal resistance is supposed to be infinite. That means we are going to replace the current source with the open circuit. So this will be an open circuit. Open circuit means you have broken the circuit, right. So now this is our circuit with only 20 volt source, and what do we need to take out? We need to take out the response in this branch. Why? Because originally our question says we have to find this current in 20 ohm resistor. But since this is the response only due to the 20 volt source, we will take it as I dash, right, because I is different from I dash. I is the response that is due to both the sources, 20 volt and 4 ampere, but here we are considering only one source, right. So simply we need to analyze the circuit, solve the circuit and find out the value of I dash. Now easiest way would be to use mesh analysis. So I am taking two currents here, I1 and I2, right. You can use any other method with whichever you are comfortable with, it does not matter. Ultimately we need to find this value of I dash, that is equal to I2 also in this case. So if you apply mesh analysis in the first loop, what will we get? We will get 5I1 plus 10 I1 minus I2 equal to 20 volt. Similarly, if we apply mesh analysis in second loop, KVL, what will we get? 10 I2 plus 20 I2 plus 10 I2 minus I1 equal to 0, right. Also we know that I2 will be equal to I dash. As you can see, I2 is this current flowing here and this is also I dash, right. Simply we find the value of I2, from these two equations, we will be able to get the value of I dash. So if you will solve these equations 1 and 2, you will get the value of I dash equal to 0.4 ampere. Very basic calculation, very basic equations, simply two equations with two variables I1 and I2, right? So I2 equal to I dash is 0.4 ampere. So the response in the 20 ohm resistor due to only 20 volt source is 0.4 ampere. So first part is done. Now let us go to the second part, that will be taking the response of the circuit in this branch due to the 4 ampere current source, right? So we will have to redraw the circuit again. So let's redraw. I am just leaving this portion here because we will have to remove to the 20 volt source, and we will see what and how will we remove this source, right? 20 ohm, and this is the 4 ampere current source, right? So this is the original circuit. I am redrawing it here. Only difference is I have not drawn the voltage source here. Now how do we remove the voltage source? This voltage source, we will have to replace it with its internal resistance. Its internal resistance here is 0. So the voltage source will be replaced with a short circuit. So it will be something like this, right? Now what is our goal here? We have to again find the response in this branch. Why? Because originally our question asked us to find the response in this branch only, right? So I will now represent it with I double dash, which is the response in the 20 ohm resistance due to the 4 ampere current source, right? Here also I can take currents I1, I2 and I3, right? I am using mesh analysis here. Personally, for me it's the easiest. You can use any other analysis method, you are free. There is no restriction upon what method you use to find I double dash, right? So quickly, if I go through these loops, if I apply KVL in this loop, I will get 5I1 plus 10I1 minus I2 equal to 0. So this will be the first equation in this. Then in the second loop, if I apply KVL, I will get 10I2 plus 20I2 minus I3 plus 10I2 minus I1 equal to 0, right? Now what will be my third equation? This is also a good practice example for you. Obviously I will need to apply KVL here in this third loop, in this third mesh, but whenever there is a current source, you can never apply KVL. Why? Because a current source resistance is supposed to be infinite. So the potential difference across the current source cannot be found. Why? Because V will be equal to I into R, and since I will be infinity, you cannot find the V term, right? So always remember, not only in this example, in any question, if there is a current source in a loop, you are not supposed to apply KVL there, right? So how do we get the third equation? If you see in this loop, this is I3, this, see we have taken the direction like this, right? So if you see I3 is this, and this also has a current of 4 ampere in this upward direction. So basically what would be the value of I3? Minus 4 ampere, because this is I3 and this is 4 ampere, opposite directions, okay? Current value will be same, but the direction will be different. So if you see, we have obtained the value of I3 equal to minus 4, and this is the third equation. Now you can simply substitute the value of I3 in the second equation, so that you will have the equation in only two variables, I2 and I1. So when you will solve this finally, okay, you need to, okay, one more thing we have to cover here is we have to find I double dash. And what will be the value of I double dash? I double dash value will be I2 minus I3, because I2 will be in this direction, I3 will be in this direction, right? I2 minus I3. Okay. So when you solve these equations and when you compute this, you will get I double dash equal to 1.6 ampere in this direction only, right? Very simple equations you can solve very easily. So what do we get in the step 2? Due to the 4 ampere current source, the response in 20 ohm resistance is equal to 1.6 ampere. Okay. Now what the superposition theorem says, that you have to add or sum the individual responses obtained due to the sources. So my final current I will be I dash, which is the response due to 20 volt source, plus I double dash, which is the response due to 4 ampere source. So what was the value of I dash? 0.4 and this is 1.6. So if you add them, you will get 2 amps. So this is my final current that is flowing in this resistance 20 ohm, and this is the current due to both the voltage sources, 20 volt as well as the 4 ampere. So this is how we use superposition theorem to analyze or solve any circuit. So I hope you understood this question and many of your doubts must have been cleared. I repeat again that you need to practice all these examples again and again. Without practice, you cannot do anything. Thank you.